Peace and magic to the goddesses and the gods. This is Word Origins with Lucifer, part 12. And in today's episode, we are going to be exposing the United States of America. So, a lot of Americans don't realize, or a lot of people in countries, period, don't realize that they live within a corporation. The countries that their name have are a corporation. America is a corporation based on capitalism. America has a lot of troubled history, a lot of suspect history, and a lot of bullshit history, shall I say. Meaning lied history, meaning they made up history to go a certain way to keep you stupid about what's really going on and what really the agenda is of what they are using you for. So, America is a corporation. So let's start it off with the fundamentals so you can understand and give you game and some enlightenment of what you're dealing with. So pretty much like exposing America is going to be based off how to understand the anti-magic curse that they're using against you. So let's open up your awareness. Let's expand this shit. Let's start looking into this shit. Like everything I'm telling you, you can look it up yourself. You can literally look all of this shit up yourself. So America is a corporation. So the question you need to ask yourself now is, what exactly is a corporation? The word origin of corporation means combine in one body. Combine in one body. Okay, so off bat, the word combine. Combine is definitely a magic word to take two different objects or two different things and to make them as one. So that's what America is. It's pretty much one body. A country, a corporation. That's what a corporation is. One body, a corporation, and a country is the same shit. It's one body. So the next step is how do you fall into that trap? Pretty much you fall into this corporation trap voluntarily. And what do I mean by voluntarily? Meaning it all starts with entity. Like entity and citizen. It's pretty much two in the same thing, just different words, but it's pretty much meaning the same shit or whatever. Once you combine the two meanings of these two words, the two word origins, it gives you a more detail of your role, of what they want to combine in one body. So the word origin for entity, which is your social security number, your name, anything that you need to partake in the system for money or financial means to make it legal or whatever. We're going to get into that, like legal laws and all this other shit, like pretty much call America for what it is and what all the other countries as well is doing in this world. So entity, the word origin of entity is be. So what does be really mean? So the word origin of be means to exist, come to exist, become, and happen. So that's what an entity means. Pretty much is a being that you come to exist or become or happening or whatever. So citizen, the word origin of citizen means inhabitant of a city or a town. And inhabitant, if you really want to break it down, is one who dwells of a city or town. And yeah, pretty much that's what entity and citizen mean. So pretty much they want to take your entity and make your citizenship into a corporation. So a corporation pretty much is just like a massive imaginatory figure. Pretty much it's the same shit of how they have like all these people pouring their energy into worshiping a fake Jesus Christ, a white Jesus Christ at that. and all of these other fake saviors and all these other religions, pretty much they take your energy and feed that shit into the corporation to let it act as a country. And because now we really finna get deep into it, like the legal laws, pretty much like all countries operate are maritime laws, and maritime laws are corporation laws. It's a code, or the UCC code is what pretty much the whole world operate under now. Like the United States been got rid of the Constitution. The Constitution has not been in play since the District of Columbia Act 1871. And this act made Washington, D.C. a corporation that does not have to pay taxes. Pretty much made, as I stated in other previous videos about this is one of the key turning points in like common sense of American history, that Americans just would not look to understand that shit or pay attention to like what it fucking meant, pretty much, or whatever. This District of Columbia Act of 1871, it pretty much made the United States a real corporation. So meaning a group of individuals came in and took over the United States with the District of Columbia Act. They came in and took over it financially, language-wise, and the United States had been taken over language-wise before the District of Columbia Act took place. But the takeover of the United States was like off of levels. So pretty much they had to take over language-wise, meaning the English language is an American main language, but that language comes from the UK, whatever you want to call it, Great Britain and all that bullshit. That's where our English comes from. It comes from them. So pretty much we don't speak the same English as them. We don't have the same rules in our language as they do. If anything, the rules in American English language is fucking retarded. Like they change words up so much just to fit how people feel, instead of using the words for what they really mean. And so that causes a lot of confusion within itself once you start fucking up the language. Because when you start fucking up the language of a group of people, then shit goes south, because it ain't no effective communication. It's just always going to be bullshit and division because people don't know how to effectively communicate. And so this is how they do the shit. Like they dumbed America down with the language. So it's like they got the chicken ready to put it in the oven. It's all buttered up and all that shit or whatever. And then boom, they came with the District of Columbia Act of 1871. And this act, again, made Washington, D.C. a corporation. And it made the rest of the United States the plantation. That's what it did. And this pretty much took over and conquered the currency aspect of the United States. That's what this act did. It took over and covered the currency aspect. So it's already, people already in the United States was dumb as fuck because they purposely dumbed the language up so motherfuckers would be purposely stupid in America. And then they took over the currency while people were too fucking stupid because they didn't understand what the fuck was going on. So this is how they play you. They play you with words and maritime law. Maritime law only applies for corporation, meaning a corporation has more rights than you as a person do. And corporations are just an imaginary figure, pretty much. If you like literally think about it, it's just an imaginary figure that produces money. I apologize about that. That was very unexpected. But yeah, you already hear the ancestors going crazy. They bringing y'all closer, exposing the U.S.A. That's what's going on. We exposing this shit. We bringing this shit down brick by brick. But y'all gotta pay attention and gotta understand and start to sacrifice a lot of the shit that you all voluntarily put yourself through. Because when you embrace your entity, you embracing the big ass ritual of the beast, which is the corporation of America, the United States of America. Like it's been going on for so long. Like every president, don't nobody fuck with any of the presidents. They all came into office and did bullshit. Every last one of them. John F. Kennedy did some bullshit. He did some bullshit. That's Abraham Lincoln was into some bullshit. It was everybody was into some bullshit for their own personal gain, not as a community, but for their own personal gain. So in our continued discussion, like when you embrace entity and citizen, you embrace pretty much being a dog. Cause citizen is definitely a German. It's like in German, it's a command for a dog to sit, pretty much. So citizen, always keep in mind, it's a German command for a dog to sit. And they even tell you this shit, like now they spying on you. Like they've been spying on you, but now they made it legal to spy on you by putting together false flag attacks to induce fear and to also benefit off pushing other agendas. So not only do they got y'all stupid with language, they got y'all stupid currency wise, they got y'all stupid on what rights that you have. Like a whole fucking corporation stick figure has more rights than you. That's what all of maritime laws are based off of, imaginative corporation figures. These laws don't apply to you unless it's beneficiary to the system that it applies to you, or would they want to save face to constantly cover up their trails of the bullshit that they have going on. So they passed the Patriot Act of 2001 that pretty much definitely gave your ass no more rights. Pretty much the Patriot Act was the government can spy on you and listen to any conversation that they want to prevent terrorism. And that's what I mean by they induce fear by red flag attacks, and they also benefit off these red flag attacks to push agendas. And this goes back to the previous video of what is space and how they use actors, CGI, deep face and all that shit, deep fake and whatever, where they do facial scans or whatever, replace faces and all that shit. Like, don't believe shit you see on TV. Stop believing that shit. Because they did a whole War of the World alien invasion broadcast in 1938, and they purposely fucked with people and scared the shit out of them. Some people even committed suicide. So America has always been experimenting on its citizens. Always. It's always been experimenting on y'all. They lied about so much shit. Every war in America was about fucking money. It was about the banks trying to take control of America so they can do the bullshit that they are doing to you people now. Like, wake up. When is enough enough? Y'all listen to these doctors and these scientists in America like it's a religion. You all cannot think for yourselves. And that's how it's just been set up that way, for you to be weak-minded and a weak individual. Because in that state, you serve them and their agenda that they want to do, which is making cattle, making workers work for them at whatever cheapest price that they can without giving a fuck about you. You working for their dream. That's what the American dream is. You working for somebody else's dream if you choose to embrace entity and to be a citizen. Because when you embrace entity, then you're combining yourself into the corporation of America. And you are adding negative karma to yourself, because you're adding on to this fucked up creature that's doing fucked up things to people on a constant. It's so much shit we can go into about America. It's so much shit. But I just wanted to cover the basic infrastructure on how they fuck you over. And all this shit starts with corporation, what America is, and you embracing entity. If you're melanated, you are not a entity, you are a deity. It's a complete difference. It's a very complete difference, because an entity worships a deity, meaning you worshiping shit outside of yourself. And America is a dirty bitch. I'm telling you, it is a dirty bitch to everybody. You think you might be getting over, you think you might be living a comfortable life or whatever, but at the end of the day, 99.9% of America would not work the jobs that they work if they did not get paid. So are you really happy? Are you really doing what you're doing? Or are you letting money control you to do what you're doing currently? So like start asking yourself these questions. Am I doing this because of free will, or am I doing this for money? Because that's how America get people, with the whole money and all that other shit or whatnot. And that's what the whole purpose of maritime law is. Maritime law is ruthless. It does not give a fuck about actual people. It is built to sustain just corporational stick figure, imaginary creatures. That's all what maritime law is, and it came up because of the draconian people, the Irish people. Are y'all not putting two and two together? Put two and two together. You control a country through currency. If you control a country's currency and the money that they have, then you control the country, because now you get to control who buy news stations. You get to control who get what behind the scenes without people realizing that shit, because the world is full of so many ignorant ass motherfuckers that need to go. Like the ignorance is a bliss, and ignorance leads to death and torture. You're torturing yourself by embracing entity. You're torturing others by embracing entity. Because you are scared of life outside the system and making your own name. Your entity, it's pretty much just some shit that's made for you already, with a name, with a number that's given to you to lock you into a system to use to get funds, loans, legalities in the corporation, do maritime laws or whatever. That's just what it do. It wants your soul. It's feasting off your soul and energy. You are a slave for this shit if you embrace entity and don't choose to break away from the system. That's what you are, a slave, if you don't choose to break away from the America Corporation. You are participating in a magical spell. Sacrifices. That's what you're contributing to. But this is going to go over a lot of dead ears. I know a lot of people ain't going to want to take accountability to the part that they played in it and don't want to move forward. But hey, that's on y'all. I can only spread the message. And if you choose to take the information and do so as you please, then shout out to you. But if you're going to ignore this shit, hey, that's on you. But don't get mad when you start having fucked up shit that constantly happening. Because after this, you heard it. You heard the truth. The truth is divine. So once you hear that shit or whatever, you're going to get treated as you know this information. You're going to encounter stronger obstacles, more challenges to enhance yourself. But the United States of America is just a corporational obstacle course for people to participate in, but it's built where you can't finish the obstacle course. But a deity can. A deity can finish this obstacle course with ease and see through all of the bullshit. From the president to every politician to the CIA, FBI, NSI, whatever. All of that shit is see-through. All this shit is controlled by the District of Columbia. They manhandle you with taxes. The taxes tell you who control you. It tells you who control you. They strong arming y'all. So what is y'all gonna do back? Like, expose the United States. Expose it for what it is. These leaders in this country are pedophiles and whatnot. It's fucked up. I'm telling you, like, the industries is fucked up. Music, that sports industry is fucked up. Like, all of this shit has to come to an end. All of it has to come to an end. And if you care about the future generations, you will speak up and hold yourself accountable as well, and start holding others accountable, and start looking into healing work to help others move forward and see the light. Like, nature rules, nature always reclaims what's the truth. So we gonna end it on that, and I want y'all, as always, to stay motherfucking dangerous and peace and magic. Fuck America.